Greetings to you. Just a few words to my regular subscribers. I'm in the third year now of this ministry, part of my retirement from full-time ministry, and I'm much enjoying that. I used to be Bishop of Peterborough in England, part of the Church of England. I'm now retired and living in Edinburgh in Scotland, and helping out in my local parish and occasionally elsewhere. But once a week, producing these half-hour bits of Bible teaching, usually as part of a series of some sort or another. Occasionally, I've gone along pretty much with the lectionary, the readings that are used in many churches each Sunday. Recently, I've moved from that for a variety of reasons. I'll probably get back to it at some stage. Regularly, I get new subscribers to the channel, and it's lovely that that happens. Greetings to you if you've subscribed recently, and thank you for joining us. People sometimes ask me what's coming next, and people sometimes send me comments, usually appreciative and sometimes with suggestions for new topics. So I thought I'd let you know what's coming up over the next few weeks. I'm speaking in early October 2025, but this message will probably stay up for a couple of months just to give people an idea of where we're going. We're currently doing a series, and they all appear each Monday morning, a series on St. Paul's pastoral epistles, so-called. That is his first and second letters to Timothy and his letter to Titus. Those will take us through to the end of November. Then we have 5 Mondays in December, and I've been asked a number of times if I would do something on the Old Testament wisdom literature. That can be quite tough and interesting to study and to preach on. I've done a long series on the Psalms, shorter reflections, but one on each of the 150 Psalms, more than one on 119, which is a very long one. And those are available if you can navigate your way through YouTube in the archive from when I was in Peterborough. There's a whole section of Peterborough material, which is usually shorter. It's aimed at 10 to 15 minutes for sermons and 5 to 7 minutes for meditations on Psalms. That's all pre-retirement material. But because I've done that long series on Psalms, when asked about wisdom literature, I thought, well, what? Proverbs is wonderful to read, but really tough. I've never tried preaching on it yet, perhaps one day. What I thought I'd do is Ecclesiastes, that strange book, I think, by Solomon, the son of David, and full of wisdom of different sorts, but it's fairly thematic and I think a little bit easier to preach and teach. So I've done a series of 5 on Ecclesiastes, not covering the whole book, but each picking up one chapter or part of a chapter that give, I hope, a strong flavour of Ecclesiastes. I thoroughly enjoyed preparing that material. And those will appear each Monday in December 2025 when we have 5 Mondays. So that's Ecclesiastes. And then next year, 2026, I'm planning to do basically material on John's Gospel for the first half of the year and Matthew's Gospel for the second half. For those who use the lectionary, it's the Matthew year, but I've already done quite a lot of material on the first 2 chapters of Matthew and on chapter 4 and on the Sermon on the Mount, which is chapters 5, 6, and 7. So I'm going to pick up with Matthew roughly when the lectionary gets up to chapter 8 and thereafter, which is around Trinity Sunday, somewhere near the middle of next year. For the first half of the year, I'm going to look at parts of John's Gospel that I haven't previously covered in these longer talks. I've done series on John chapter 1, the first part, John 1 to 18, the prologue, so-called. I've done a series on John chapter 6, the feeding story, the feeding of the 5,000, and the bread of life teaching. I've done series on John 21 and 20 and 21, those incredible last chapters, the last two chapters. But there's a lot of material in John which is just wonderful that I haven't done yet. So I'm going to do some material on John's Gospel, bits I haven't done before, for the first half of next year, and Matthew's Gospel for the second half. Almost certainly, but please come back to me. It's always lovely to hear from you, and particularly if you have suggestions to make, or if you found anything helpful, or if you want to question or challenge anything, I'm available. feedmysheep2023@gmail.com. God bless you.